All right, welcome back to my series on networking. Today we are going to do Jeremy's Day 11, Jeremy IT Lab's Day 11 lab called Troubleshooting Static Routes. So I have not seen this lab before, and I think I want this series to be that way, where I work through a lab as part of my preparation for the CCNA for the first time, and maybe I, can share some thinking or thought process type stuff with anybody who might be listening or interested in this. Static routes are kind of like for me the first time it feels like we're actually creating a network. And as you can see here, we've got a couple end hosts that clearly want to be able to talk to one another, and they're sending data through switches and routers, and then those routers are traversing past other routers to different networks and new switches, finally to a destination. So up until this point, it's been a lot of just configuring switches or just configuring routers, but now it's like, oh, how do they actually send packets hopping across the world to one another? And I think that's pretty cool. So what's the issue? PC1 and PC2 are unable to ping each other. There is one misconfiguration on each router. Find and fix the misconfigurations. You have successfully completed the lab when PC1 and PC2 can ping each other. Okay, first things first, let's figure out how to use this. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to go to a command prompt on PC1 and just confirm that it cannot ping PC2. All right, so PC2's address is it is in the 192.168.3.0/24 subnet, which is represented by this yellow box. PC2's IP address is 192.168.3.1. So I'm going to say from PC1's perspective, let's try to ping PC2's IP address 192.168.3.1. And this, I believe, will fail. Another thing I always want to make sure I point out in these videos is if you see me making mistakes or spot inefficiencies or flaws in my thinking as I'm trying to speak through these things, please let me know, or maybe add a comment or something. All right, so 4 packets sent and 0 were received. So that means this ping has failed. All right, so get rid of this real quick. One misconfiguration on each router. All right, so I'm not going to worry necessarily so much about the switches because it sounds like this is kind of focused on the routers. All right, find and fix the misconfigurations. So let's look at router 1. First of all, router 1 has IP addresses assigned on its gigabit 01 or 00 and gigabit 01 uh, ports, and they are both up. So traffic should flow. I think that's kind of one of the first things I want to look at. What about on here? So also up for the two ports, and also up here. All right, so I'm going to go on to the CLI of router 1, and I'm going to say enable, and then I'm going to say conf t, and I will go show IP route to look at the routing table. And I always make this mistake. I always go too far. I don't need to be there. Okay, show IP route. Okay, so this is the routing table of router 1. And as you can see, designated here by this S, we know that there is a static route assigned or is created. Okay, so what does it lead to? Um, oh, I see. It has two static routes. It has two static routes. So one to the 192.168.3.0/24 network via 192.168.12.3. All right, let me move this around. So it has a route to the destination subnet 192.168.3.0. This is annoying. I wanted to make this smaller so that we can have both on the screen. I'm gonna have to get used to doing these. Okay, so router one has a static route to the subnet of PC2. That's good. .3/24 via 192.168.12.3. Okay, so here I see 192.168.12.3. I think that is wrong because it needs to go via its next hop router, which in this case is 192.168.12.2. I think that's the misconfiguration there. So I guess let me fix that, or should I look at the others first? Real quick, I'm just going to look at R2's uh, routing table. Conf t, no, gosh, show IP route. All right, so let me make this smaller. So R2 should have two static routes, I feel like. Yeah, it should have one to back this way to the 192.168.1 subnet. And it looks like it does. 192.168.1/024. Okay. Via 192.168.12.1. Yes, that's this interface on the R1 router. And that's correct. That's actually how I expected the other mapping to be. Okay, so that's good. All right. And now it should also have a path to the router here, R3, that has its foot in the 192.168.3 subnet. And so let's look at that. So it needs to go to 168.3. Let's see. 192.168.3.0/24 is directly connected. I guess that is true, but I think it still needs a static route to this dot three. It's like missing that. I think we need to add that. All right, I'm going to add that because even if I screw up and just instead of I don't want to delete anything or change anything on router one yet. But even if I screw this up, it's not a big deal because I just added a new route. Maybe that's famous last words. I don't know. Seems less harmful than deleting something. So I think I'm going to go to conf t now and say IP route. All right, and then it wants a destination. So I'm from the perspective of R2's perspective. So I want a path to 192.168.3.0/24 is going to be 0. And it's going to go via 192.168.13.0. 13.3. So it's going to go out at the G01 interface to the next hop IP, which is 192.168.13.3, I think. All right. Let me fix the first one. Now let me exit it. So IP route. So it's got static route directly connected and also via 13.3. Now I would also expect .3 to have a path, single path. So it's got 1 to 12.1. Good. It's got 1 to 13.3. That's good. All right, now I would expect 3 to have a route to this G01 interface on router 2. Let me do that. All right, so en, so IP route. All right, so there is no static route here. So this needs a static route. Let me do this. Router 3 needs a static route to back to the .2 interface of router 2. So we got to go conf t IP route question mark destination prefix back to, okay, so 192.1, and we got to remember that this is the destination. um I got to confirm that I did that correctly on router 2. 192.168.1.1.0 255.255.255.0 is our /24 network mask. And that's going to go via 192.168.13.2. And then I'm going to go do show IP route. Is that weird? I don't understand why it's not there. Shoot. Huh. No. So I thought I just added a static route, but I didn't apparently. And it's weird because I see network traffic connectivity. I wonder if I can ping R2. So what if I say ping 192.168.13.2? No. Success rate is 0. All right. Can R2 ping? Annoying. Can R2 ping, so can R2 ping 192.168.13.3? Huh. Can PC2 ping its default gateway? Ping 192.168.3.254. It looks like it. All right, so that's good. So we can talk to here, but this can't talk here. Why? Why can't this thing ping this thing? Show IP route. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it needs a route to this network. Yeah, what did I do on two? Go up route. Two, I configured a route to the 12 is variably subnetted. So let's see. It's got a path to .3.0/24 via 192.168.13.3. And it's got a path 1.0/24 via 192.168.12.1. That seems right. And in router 2, ping router 1. Ping 19. Yes. All right. Router 2 can ping router 1. So this is good. Can router 2 ping router 3? So can router 2 ping 192.168.13.3? No. So what is wrong with router 2's connection to router 3? So router 1 is set up this way: 192.168.10/24 via this specific thing. That's to R1. Okay. Now to 192.168 dot, oh, it doesn't have dot 13. It doesn't have a specific one to here. Wait a minute, yes it does. Yeah, it says directly connected via gigabit 00. No, that's wrong. It's via gigabit 01. So I need to remove this route. Yeah, I want to like redo the static routes. In fact, this one. How do I remove a route? I have to Google it. I have no idea. And Cisco router. To remove a static route in a Cisco router, use no IP route command followed by the network address and subnet mask and the next hop IP address of the route you want to remove. For example, no IP route, blah, 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 would remove it. All right. So I want to remove this one and redo it. Okay. So conf t no IP route to 192.168.3.0/24, whatever I said, via gigabit 00. That's what I got to get rid of. That's wrong. Gigabit O/O. Now, let's see. Do show IP route. Okay, that's good. So now it router 2 sees the 192.168.3.0-/24 blah 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 network via 192.168.13.3. So now I would expect router 2 to be able to ping 192.168.13.3. If so, that'll be good. Why? Okay. Do ping 168.13.3. Still unable to ping. I guess it must be here. It's like a round trip thing. All right, so if they're not both connected up, the ping won't work. It's not, you can just send, you can't just test like one direction, I don't think. So the connection here is good. So that means what? Wonder what router one looks like to get to router two. Because remember, they can ping each other. So well, let's confirm that. Ping 192.168.12.2. Successful. All right. Why? Show, no, en. So IP route. Why? Because it has a route to a static route to the dot three slash oh blah 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 via 192.168. What the heck? And it is connected to the slash or the 12.0 subnet directly on its gigabit 00 interface. So it has that directly connected route. I would really doubt if it could ping. Yeah, that via is wrong. It's not 12.3. It's 12.2. So that needs to go too. All right. So no IP route conf t, no IP route 192.168.3.0, 255.255.255.0 via 192.168.12.3. That is not what we want. All right. Do show IP route to confirm it's gone. It is. Can R1 still ping R2? Do ping 192.168.12.2. It can. All right. So now we're going to do the static route. I thought they're directly connected. Do I even need to set up a static route? Why do I need to set up a static route if they can talk? Okay. And this thing can talk to its PC, I would assume. All right. So R1 can talk to its PC. R1 can talk to R2. R2 can talk to R1. Let's just confirm that. How do I jump to the beginning in this operating system? R2 can ping R1. So now the whole path here is configured. And what do they look like? I wish I could have multiple windows open too. Do show IP route. Two static routes, two directly connected routes. One to the 12 subnet, one to the 13 subnet. All right, so it's got a, and then one static route to the .1 subnet, and one static route to the .3 subnet. Now I would expect R1 to look very similar, but with just a single static route. Do R1 does not have a single static route. All right, so let's do that. IP route to 192.168.3.0 can go out its gigabit 00 interface. We could just literally say that instead of giving a specific IP, but I'll just do it the way we've been doing it. That's going to be via 192.168.12.2. Okay. So from R1's perspective, to get over to here, it needs to go to here. Oh, shoot. All right, so that's 192.168.12.2. Enter. Can I still ping? So that too. I can still ping. Do show IP route. I got my static route via. All right, that looking pretty good. Two's perspective, it can get to .12 because it's directly connected. It can get to .13 on its O1 interface, all right, on its OO interface for 12. So it's got directly connected routes to dot 12 and dot 13. Okay. It has a static route to the dot 3.0/24 subnet via 192.168.13.3. That seems correct. Then it's got a path to the 192.168.10/24, and it's via 192.168.12.1. That all seems correct. What does this one have? Why is it not working? Uh, I'd like to actually do this now. Do show IP route. So this thing does not have a static route. Now it says gateway of last resort is not set. Does this one say gate? Yes, they do. All right, so now this one does not have a static route set. It's also saying that it's got connected. One sec. It's saying it's got variably connected. I don't know what that means, variably, via its gigabit OO. I don't get that. Okay, so 192.168.3/0/24. Oh, is variably connected. Okay, yeah, that is correct. That's to here via its O1 interface. That seems correct. Now 192.168.23.0/24 via its OO. I don't see that. So I think in this case, I will need to set up a static route. All right. So IP route to get out to 192.168.1.0/24, you go via 192.168.13, or I can just say go out your G00 interface. No, just do it the same way I've been doing it. 192.168.13.2. All right. Do show IP route. Now I don't see a static route. Why? Can 3 ping 2. Do ping 192.168.13.2. Okay. So it still can't ping. Let's try to add the route again. Except this time we'll say just go out your 00 port. Default route without gateway, if not a point-to-point interface, may impact performance. Interesting. Well, okay. Now can you ping 13.2? No. I don't know. This to like this to dot 23 is weird to me. Let me see. I might get rid of that. What does R1 look like in that regard? R1 has access to directly connected routes 168.1. Okay. and 168.12. So it's the two that are right next to it. So this dot 24 in the case of R3 doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to try to get rid of that and do it again. Now, the question is how. I'm going to Google Cisco router, how to reset a directly connected route. To remove a directly connected route, you need to delete the IP address assignment from the specific interface. Oh, yeah, okay. This will automatically remove the route. All right. Conft no IP address. All right, so it's got a misconfiguration because I think it has the wrong IP address on its G00 interface. So yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so do show IP route on R3. Yeah, so this means that the IP address here is configured, I think, incorrectly. This 00 interface on this the number 3 router needs to be 192.168.13.0/24. So I'm going to say no IP address. No, I need to be on that interface. So interface, gigabit, Ethernet, 00. No IP address. Do I just say no IP address? All right. So now I'm gonna do show interfaces brief interface brief. What the heck? Show interfaces brief. Show interfaces what? So IP interface brief. Okay. All right, good. It's unassigned. All right, so now on gigabit 00, we need to go back in and assign it the correct one. Conft interface gigabit Ethernet 00 IP address 192.168.13.3, and it's a /24, 255.255.255.0. No shut. So that means bring it back up. All right. Now do exit, do show IP interface brief. So it's got a route to, or it's got a IP address out to of 13.3. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Now, that means I would expect it to have two directly connected routes or a directly connected route to this subdomain there. Subdomain, no, subnet. So I want to say do show IP route. So now we're out to 13. We're to 3, which is in the back. And then we are got a static route to 1 via 13.2. Can now you ping, do ping, hello, where are you? Do ping 192.168.13.2. That is good. That's very good. Now, can R2 ping you? I bet they can all communicate now. And no, what am I doing? Ping 192.168.13.3. Yes. All right, moment of truth. Can PC1 now ping PC2? Is it all hooked up? Ping 192.168.3.1. It doesn't look like it. Wait. Oh yeah. Okay, it did. It had to do I think ARP, which is why it drops the first packet and then the next three. So now that ARP is done, I think I would expect, now that address resolution is done, I would expect this to receive all four packets. And that is exactly what happened. All right. Thanks to everyone listening to this. I hope you find it interesting. And yeah, it's always a good feeling when the green arrows start going and you can solve the puzzle. All right. See you all on the next one.